Google him first is what our Sunday recap is all about. A viewer wrote into me, and this is where I critique what she has explained in her date. And I'm just going to go for it and let you know, sometimes you got to Google the guy first before you go on the date. So I don't care how charming someone is in their DMs, the digital footprint, okay? If it looks like a ghost town or it looks like a crime scene, you might think about canceling that reservation. But let me just jump in and tell you what the viewer wrote me, and she doesn't want me to tell anybody her name, so just going to go for it. Okay. So she wrote me and she said that she met this guy online and she thought he was amazing in his DMs because he was funny, he was attentive, he planned a great dinner at a great restaurant, and she said it was totally tasty energy. So that's nice. She actually used that word. I love that. Okay. But something told her to Google him first, and I'm gonna agree. Because if you feel that, you want to always go with your gut. Listen to what your energy is telling you about someone. So she decided to start to look into his LinkedIn profile first, and then she wanted to go into his Instagram and see what type of women he was following so that she could have a better understanding of this gentleman overall. So she said that she still went on the date, even though she wasn't sure because she thought he was charming. And she did feel some of these red flags, and she thought, well, maybe I'm overthinking it. So this is what she found. All right. So let's just break down what the tasty and what is not tasty about this date, because charm alone does not make someone a good match for you. Let's talk about the LinkedIn audit. Okay, that's what I'll call it. If you're going to check somebody's LinkedIn, all right, you want to look for stability. You're not looking to see if the person is rich, okay? You want to look for the stability. And what a tasty character trait of someone would be a clear career path. Even if it's not glamorous, you can see consistency. You know, he finishes what he starts. His story makes sense to you. And that tells you a lot about someone who is showing up to work and has a long history there, because then they're going to probably show up and be relatable in a relationship. Okay. What's not tasty is big titles, tiny time frames. You know, I'll call it a serial entrepreneur with no proof of real outcome, constantly pivoting their career with no direction. That's not ambitious. That's someone maybe, not so stable in their career, and they just like to wear a blazer. And emotionally unstable in careers often will mirror life's instabilities in a relationship. They're not sure what they want. When it comes to Instagram, and she was looking, okay, you want to check out what the man is looking at, right? What his likes are and things like that. But if you want to be more interested in what type of women are his friends, okay, if he's got a real mix of friends and interests and humor and hobbies and women who look like actual women, okay, then you know that he has that type of respect for women. And that will tell you that he can relate to women as a human being and not just a visual, sexy mama. Because not tasty is when you see a guy's Instagram page and everybody looks like an IG model, and there's like this thirst trap of hyper sexual content. That's normally going to be their mindset. So that's someone whose attention is trained a little bit more on the novelty and a fantasy. And guess what? It's very hard to build an emotional intimacy with someone's brain that is wired consistently on visual stimulation. So the date overall is the character versus the performance. And here are some key distinctions. Okay, so just listen. A tasty energy is he's charming and consistent. His story lines up across platforms. His energy feels very focused. And all of that makes you feel calm and it makes you feel confident. And not tasty character energy. He performs charm very beautifully. Right? He's performing it. But his life feels a little scattered. His attention feels divided. He leaves the date, I don't know, intrigued, or I should say, excuse me, you leave the date intrigued but slightly uneasy. And that uneasy feeling, that's not anxiety, that's intuition picking up on, something's amiss here. The big lesson here is the internet is not for you to stalk someone. It is for you to see patterns. Charm is a moment and character is a pattern. And when someone's digital life contradicts the story they're telling you in person, believe the pattern, not the performance. So my food talk takeaway here, okay? So no, you're not overthinking it when you think, should I be checking out somebody on Google? Because the attraction might start on the date, but you want to align that person with the decisions that you see them making in the sense of their work and their friends. And sometimes the most respectful thing that you can do before your first date is, Google them first. I'm Denise, and Food Talks always tells you the truth. So if you want to give some advice to your friends, please share my Sunday recap, subscribe, and until next time. Okay, my single lovelies, I'll talk to you soon.